Yes. So we'll start this session in just a second. Yes, in credit management, this is the basic of credit management. We will learn all of this. Almost all the videos what is mentioned here are already there in your application, but still we will look into it. Credit management, credit risk, credit derivatives, working capital, non-fund based facilities, that means letter of credit and bank guarantee. So from documentation part, you could be asked a few questions. Constitution and facility wise documentation, that means public limited company, private limited company, because this exam is going to be very practical in nature. ठीक है, तो इंग्लिश और हिंदी दोनों में रखते हैं सेशन ताकि किसी को कोई दिक्कत ना हो, राइट। बाइलिंगुअल चलेगा ना। आप बीच बीच में मुझे मैसेज करते रहिए, सेंड करते रहिए, इंटरेक्टिव होगा। आपको वॉइस में अलाउ करेंगे तो थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब होगा, इतने स्टूडेंट्स हैं, बट इट विल बी बेटर। सिंपल इंग्लिश में बात कर रहा हूँ, जहां पे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है टेल मी इमीडिएटली, आई विल टेल इट इन हिंदी, ठीक है। सो लिस्ट ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स, फॉर्मेट्स एंड देयर पर्पस। तो ये फॉर्मेट, ये क्रेडिट मैनेजमेंट का बेसिक चैप्टर था, तो फिर भी whatever is required for your exam point of view, that will be covered. Facility wise and product wise documentation. Facility wise मतलब नॉन फंड बेस्ड लोन में क्या डॉक्यूमेंट होगा, फंड बेस्ड लोन में क्या डॉक्यूमेंट होगा, द मॉर्गेजेस, टाइप्स ऑफ 6 टाइप्स ऑफ मॉर्गेज, सरसाई, फील्ड क्वेरीज इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, एनपीए मैनेजमेंट, रेजोल्यूशन फ्रेमवर्क, प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लेंडिंग, सम क्वेश्चंस and case study based questions could come, right? Okay, yes, it will be both English and Hindi, so don't worry, don't panic. I am going with simple English, ठीक है। अगर जरूरत होगा तो इस क्लास को मैं हिंदी में भी बाद में ले लूंगा, if you insist, right? We have less time, so yes, credit management syllabus normally. Yes, here comes effective credit man. What is credit management? I will go with theories, then we'll cover MCQs in which part. So I will clear your understanding about credit management. Why I covered credit management here? I think many of you know that credit management is the essential part of banking. Banking is effectively managing credit. Banking क्या है? What is banking? Accepting deposit from public and lending the same deposit amount फॉर जनरेटिंग प्रॉफिट। पब्लिक से डिपॉजिट लेना है और उस डिपॉजिट अमाउंट को आप इन्वेस्ट करेंगे या फिर आप उसको लोन देंगे, उससे प्रॉफिट जनरेट करेंगे और आपके सेविंग्स अकाउंट होल्डर को आप इंटरेस्ट पे करेंगे, क्योंकि आप मोरली लायबल है इंटरेस्ट पे करने के लिए, राइट। व्हाट इज द सर्विस ऑफ बैंकिंग? इट्स एक्सेप्टिंग डिपॉजिट, लेंडिंग मनी. You have to lend money in order to generate profit, because banking is not a charitable trust. It is there to make profit. You are obliged to make profit because you have to serve your savings account customers. You have to give them interest. You have to give interest to your depositors, so that more and more depositors come to you and you will maintain a trust among depositors. Essentially, in banking, we manage trust, public trust. Okay. So effective credit management is the most important part. Also in risk management, credit risk is also the most important risk. If you look at the Basel norms, you will find out that credit risk is the most important risk. ठीक है? So it is key for the profitability of bank. Bank's interest income comes from, generally it comes from credit management. Okay, so the NII or NIM you get is from effective credit management. The net interest margin you get, or the net interest income you say, from where you get it? You get it from your loans by effectively managing them. Not only profitability but also proper credit management helps in economy to prosper. It is the key driver of GDP, job creation, social welfare, development agenda of any government. देखिए, आपके बैंक के एग्जाम के सिलेबस किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है? बैंक के एग्जाम के जो सिलेबस होता है, द बैंक एग्जाम सिलेबस डिपेंड्स अपॉन द करेंट अंडरस्टैंडिंग और द करेंट एम्फेसिस ऑफ योर बैंक एंड गवर्नमेंट. अभी गवर्नमेंट जिसके ऊपर फोकस कर रहा है और आपका जो बैंक रिक्रूटमेंट कर रहा है वो जिसके ऊपर फोकस कर रहा है, वो उसी से ही क्वेश्चन आएगा. एंड ऑल बैंक्स इन इंडिया करेंटली फोकसिंग ऑन क्रेडिट मैनेजमेंट. सो मोर एंड मोर क्वेश्चंस विल come from credit management, right? And as a CBO, which is effectively a PO kind of job, you have to manage both liability and asset products in your bank. So you should have fair credit knowledge, right? Because you will not be posted as a credit manager, but you could be posted anywhere, because you will be treated as an all-rounder. Also, proper credit management is essential to tackle risks in banking sector. Thus, credit management is directly related to risk management in banking. And when we talk about Basel norms, if there is a MCQ, which is the most important risk in risk management of banks, it is the credit risk. Then comes the market risk. Then comes the interest rate risk. Sorry, then comes the operational risk. Okay, and even in market risk, the liquidity risk is the most important risk. NPA management is in current times is also precondition of a successful credit appraisal and management. So you have to know that. So when a credit manager does its credit appraisal, or when we think about credit management, we should think about three things in our mind. One is safety, second is liquidity, third one is profitability. What is safety? When I giving fund to someone, what I'm doing in credit management, what I'm doing, I am essentially giving loan to others, right? मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, दूसरों को लोन दे रहा हूँ, तो मेरे पैसे, मेरा जो पैसा है वो दूसरों के पास जा रहा है, तो मैं ये देखूंगा कि जो मेरा पैसा है वो सेफ हैंड में जा रहा है कि नहीं. I should check that the money that I am disbursing, when you do credit assessment in your bank, you should think that this is not only this is your money and also public money. Maybe you can allow your money to get looted, but you cannot allow someone else's money to get looted where you are the caretaker, right? As a banker, you are the caretaker of the depositor's money. So you cannot allow someone else's money to get looted. Someone cannot steal the money that is lying with you, which is not belong to you but someone else's property, right? You may take care of your own property, etc. Someone has gave you rupees 2000, 3000 per safekeeping. You will not allow that money to got stolen, right? So similarly, when you are doing credit management, you are dealing with the depositor's trust or depositor's money. So you will first think that is this money is going in safe hand or not? Will the borrower become an NPA customer? If he becomes an NPA customer, then money goes into bail. So it will be very dangerous. It will erode all the profitability of the bank. बैंक की सारी profitability वो खा जाएगा. पहला चीज safety आता है. Second चीज liquidity आता है. It should be returned in time. Liquidity क्या है? बैंक भी essentially एक liquidity management है. That's why ALM in banking, please watch the ALM class. That is very important. Asset liability management is the most important feature of bank. The asset liability management will decide whether banks are to survive or not. Bank survive करेगा कि नहीं, ये asset liability management की effective management से पता चलता है. और asset liability management को कौन मैनेज करता है, कौन सा कमिटी? उसको बोलते हैं ALCO कमिटी. सब MCQ क्वेश्चन है और क्वेश्चन का लेवल इसी लेवल का होने वाला है. सो थोड़ा सा आपके अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लेवल को बढ़ाइए. ओके, सो liquidity is the most important thing, because if someone has given deposit to you of rupees 10 lakh, he comes in a fine morning and asks you that 10 lakh rupees for withdrawal, and if you don't provide him that 10 lakh rupees, then there will be a run in bank will lose its face, there will be so many of complications will arise, right? So it should be liquid. That means if I am giving a loan, whether the customer is going to give me in particular date or not, right? Then comes the profitability. In what interest I will give them loan. If I will not generate enough profit out of my loan disbursement, then it is going to be very detrimental. It is going to be very harmful for my bank's balance sheet, right? If I am giving 4% or my cost of fund is at 4%, or I am giving my depositors in an average a 4% interest rate, then I should give loan at least at 8% or 9%, and that gap is called net interest margin, and the total revenue I generate from that net interest margin is called net interest income. all these topics are covered in asset liability management class. Please watch that. I have covered NII, NIM. What is this? Okay, so these are the three things that you should look into when we talk about credit management or effective credit management. मेरा अप्रोच यही रहने वाला है because I think that all of my students are going to qualify this exam. They have to face the interview, and even in your MCQ based question here, it will be of a senior level exam, or it will be more of a promotional type of exam in your banking part. So you need a clear cut understanding or funda. I can say you, even if you don't know the right answer, if you have the knowledge of the topic, then you can eliminate and you can score well. Okay, so and you have to take little bit risk, and believe me, people have no idea from where to start, from where to end, what should be the syllabus, what kind of questions is asked normally in this kind of exams. Okay, because CBO has changed its pattern from last year. People are wondering, people are getting misled, so don't panic. You have to have some understanding first. Then there are too many MCQs I can provide, or it is also already available. With little understanding, MCQs will be better for you. So what are types of credit? First is retail lending. Okay, even there will be case study type questions why retail lending is beneficial for the banks. Retail lending are loans that are given to you and me, to retail investors. Why retail investment is important? Because it will diversify the bank's credit risk. If bank give loan to only one customer and that customer is comes out like विजय माल्या, अगर वो विजय माल्या साबित होता है बाद में, वो डिफॉल्ट कर देता है, तो बैंक तो डूब जाता है. ठीक है, पीएनबी का हाल जैसे नीरव मोदी के केस में हुआ था, क्राइसिस में आ गया था पीएनबी बैंक. तो उसी तरह से बड़े कॉर्पोरेट को लोन देने में या फिर कॉर्पोरेट पोर्टफोलियो में रिस्क बहुत ज्यादा है. रिटेल लेंडिंग में कुछ लोग एनपीए होगा, कुछ केस एनपीए होगा, कुछ लोग डिफॉल्ट करेंगे, और मगर बहुत सारे लोग रिपेमेंट भी करेंगे टाइम पे. सो दैट्स व्हाई रिटेल लेंडिंग इज ऑलवेज प्रॉफिटेबल फॉर द बैंक. और रिटेल लेंडिंग में रिटेल कस्टमर के पास बार्गेनिंग कैपेसिटी नहीं होता है. कॉर्पोरेट लेंडर्स के पास, सॉरी कॉर्पोरेट बोरोवर्स के पास बार्गेनिंग कैपेसिटी होता है. दे कैन बार्गेन, राइट? सो देयर you generate less NII और नेट इंटरेस्ट मार्जिन, क्योंकि उनको कम रेट में देना है. I am Reliance company, I am Anil Ambani or Mukesh Ambani. Anil Ambani has got bankrupt, so I am Mukesh Ambani. I want to take 10,000 crores of loan. So many banks will line in front of my office. So I will tell, if you give me at 5%, then only I will take. But you cannot give loan below your RLLR, or prior to RLLR there was MCLR, marginal cost of lending rate. उससे ज्यादा आप नहीं, उससे कम में नहीं दे सकते. वो बेस रेट है. मार्जिनल कॉस्ट ऑफ लेंडिंग के रेट के ऊपर आप एक स्प्रेड लेते हो, एक थोड़ा सा गैप रहता है, उसके बाद आप करते हो. इफ यू गिव लोन टू एवरीवन इन MCLR और बिलो MCLR, योर बैंक इज गोइंग टू कोलैप्स. सो दैट्स व्हाई you are not allowed to give loan in MSLR, MCLR. Okay, but where you can give below MCLR, where there is a RBI guidelines to provide loans below MCLR, that is called DRI loans, or differential rate of interest, to weaker section of society. Even see, you are not allowed to give loans below your cost of funds. Okay, but in the case of DRI, then you are allowed to give loans below your cost of funds, that is called DRI, differential rate of interest. I will come to all of that. So please don't worry if there are too much of concepts coming in between. अगर बहुत सारे concepts के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ तो worried मत होइए. हमारे क्लास में आगे बढ़ते बढ़ते आपको सब समझ में आ जाएगा. बैंकिंग बहुत बड़ी भास्ट टॉपिक नहीं है, सिलेक्टेड टॉपिक्स हैं इसमें, तो उसी के भीतर ही रहेगा क्रेडिट मैनेजमेंट, बैंकिंग लॉ, प्रैक्टिस ऑफ बैंकिंग, इसी में से ही क्वेश्चन आएगा. ठीक है, तो रिटेल लेंडिंग इसलिए महत्वपूर्ण है. Then comes the corporate lending, loan to corporates, project finance, commercial loans. Priority sector lending के बारे में सबको पता है. There are recent addition in priority sector lending. I will come to that in PSL class. Priority sector lending is for specific sectors of banking. What is priority sector? Loan given to important sectors of economy. ठीक है, एग्रीकल्चर आता है. The most important part is agriculture because it carries 18%. The total priority sector lending target for public sector banks, foreign banks or commercial banks is 40% of their ANBC, adjusted net bank credit, और credit equivalent to off balance sheet exposure. जो ज्यादा है उसका 40%. ऑफ बैलेंस शीट में आता है आपका नॉन फंड बेस्ड फैसिलिटीज लोन, मतलब आपके लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट और बैंक गारंटी, वो ऑफ बैलेंस शीट है. या ऑफ बैलेंस शीट का लोन, या फिर आपके जितने एडजस्ट, जितना टोटल लोन आपने साल में दिया है उसका 40% आपको प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर में देना है. प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर इज इंपॉर्टेंट सेक्टर which is important for our GDP growth of the nation and welfare of our weaker section of our society. So as our most valuable 60% of our population is dependent on agriculture, so our agriculture contributes 18% of ANBC. अगर क्वेश्चन आता है कि प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लेंडिंग किसके ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है, इट इज 40% ऑफ ANBC. अगर क्वेश्चन आता है 40% ऑफ COEBC, rate equivalent to off balance sheet exposure, CEOBE, credit equivalent to off balance sheet exposure, or credit 40% of ANBC or CEOBE, whichever is higher, then the third option is right. ठीक है, तो ये है प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लेंडिंग. उसके बाद आएगा ऑफ बैलेंस शीट एक्सपोजर लोन्स, दैट इज लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट और बैंक गारंटी. इन अदर वर्ड्स दीज आर कॉल्ड डॉक्यूमेंटरी क्रेडिट. अगर डॉक्यूमेंटरी क्रेडिट आता है एग्जाम में, डोंट कंफ्यूज. देन कम और इट इज आल्सो कॉल्ड नॉन फंड बेस्ड फैसिलिटीज. आई विल गो टू ऑल ऑफ दैट, डोंट वरी. So what are the credit management steps? It is pre-sanction appraisal, then comes the documentation, disbursement and the disbursal, post-lending supervision and control. Your action doesn't end when you give loan. Even after loan, you have to do field visit, you have to visit that unit, you have to do post-sanction work, post-sanction process or post-lending supervision. Okay, and then you can control, and even it goes to NPA, you have to also do some rigorous activities. ऑफ बैलेंस शीट मींस बता दिया, जो बैलेंस शीट में नहीं है वो है ऑफ बैलेंस शीट एक्सपोजर. लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट, बैंक गारंटी बैलेंस शीट के अंदर नहीं आता. ठीक है, जब लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट में फंड डिस्बर्समेंट होता है तब जाके वो बैलेंस शीट में दिखेगा. जब तक डिस्बर्समेंट नहीं हुआ है तब तक वो नहीं दिखेगा. इसका क्लियर अंडरस्टैंडिंग आपको NF फैसिलिटी करके क्लास है या फिर लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट का क्लास है, उसमें देख सकते हैं. मैं उसके ऊपर आऊंगा, आपको बाद में आपको समझा दूंगा ऑफ बैलेंस शीट एक्सपोजर क्या है. बहुत इजी टॉपिक है, इसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. ठीक है, आई विल कवर वन बाय वन. जो बैलेंस शीट में नहीं है, बैलेंस शीट में क्यों नहीं है लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट, बैंक गारंटी? क्योंकि लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट और बैंक गारंटी में इमीडिएट फंड फ्लो नहीं होता है. जैसे कोई पर्सनल लोन लेने के लिए आपके पास आता है तो आप इमीडिएट उसको डिसबर्स कर देते हो, कस्टमर के पास पैसा चला जाता है. लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट और बैंक गारंटी में ऐसा नहीं होता है. बैंक गारंटी में आप तभी पैसा देंगे जब आपका कस्टमर डिफॉल्ट करेगा. ठीक है, और लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट में कुछ कंडीशंस पूरे होने के बाद ही वो लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट का अमाउंट डिसबर्स होगा. सो देयर इज नो इमीडिएट फंड फ्लो. समटाइम्स इन लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट एंड बैंक गारंटी, बैंक हैज नॉट टू डू एनी फंड ट्रांसफर एंड स्टिल दे अर्न मनी. So as long as there is no fund transfer, it is lies outside the balance sheet, in off balance sheet, and whenever emergency comes, they have to lend, they have to do the disbursement. In that case, it will be added to the balance sheet. So it is called contingent liability for the bank. Emergency के लिए ही ये liability है. मैं आपको नॉन फंड बेस्ड फैसिलिटी के क्लास में पूरा समझा दूंगा. ऑलरेडी क्लास भी अवेलेबल है, आप उसको देख सकते हो. ठीक है, then comes norms of credit management. What you have to look into the norms of various credit management: capital adequacy norms, risk management including ALM, exposure norms, that means the large exposure framework, pricing policy and credit risk rating, IRAC norm, income recognition norm. अप्राइजल, क्रेडिट डिसीजन मेकिंग एंड लोन रिव्यू मैकेनिज्म, ये सब क्रेडिट मैकेनिज्म में आएगा। हम एक एक करके ये सब देखेंगे, ठीक है। प्री सैंक्शन में क्या आएगा, सैंक्शन से पहले, लोन को सैंक्शन से करने से पहले आपको क्या करना होगा, फिनेंशियल डाटा ऑफ पास्ट एंड प्रोजेक्टेड वर्किंग रिजल्ट्स। फिनेंशियल डाटा, देखिए आप लोन अप्राइजल करने से पहले क्या देखते हैं, व्हाट यू सी व्हेन यू डू ए लोन अप्राइजल और बिफोर लोन अप्राइजल। सी in private banks you have separate credit manager, salesman or sales executive, sales relationship manager, there are so many other kind of jobs, there are different the RCU is different, but in a public sector bank you have to do everything, you are all in all, and there are certain repayment capacity, I will come to that. Whenever you do a credit appraisal, first two things you have to see. One is intention to pay, then the ability to pay, not repayment capability, you can say it repayment ability or repayment capacity, but it is secondary. The first one is intention to pay. विजय माल्या के पास ability to pay था, नीरव मोदी के पास था, but they were not having intention to pay. Intention to pay important है। अगर इंटेंशन नहीं होगा, कस्टमर के पास पैसा होगा, तब वो willful defaulter बन जाएगा। What is willful defaulter? He is having all the means to repay the loan, but he is not repaying. So he has by himself he has decided to go defaulter. So first thing is intention to pay, and how you check the intention to pay? First is intention. Ved Ojha, first is intention, then capability. You have to check first intention. How you check the intention? From CIBIL, yes, from past financial records, from past repayment records. And how you check the repayment ability or ability to pay? From his current financials. Okay, yes, very good. Yes, very good question. How can we know his intention to pay at pre-sanction stage? You'll go and check his CIBIL. Look at it. But what will come into my what is my question? Whenever you take a decision or you are looking at a loan appraisal, what is the first thing you have to check is his intention to pay. Then comes his ability. Ability will be checked from financials. Intention can be checked from his past record. Even if you go into checking his bank statement, if you find loan EMIs are getting bounced, so he is having lack of intention to repay them. Yeah, if first time user, active customer, they are known in many names. Yes, if it is a new to bank customer, new to credit, NTC, new to credit, then CIBIL -1. So you have to take a decision accordingly. You have to take a decision accordingly. That is a bit tricky. That's why the CIBIL -1 customers or new to credit customers are not offered great loans. Yes, credit card is another way. If he was using credit card, he might be having a CIBIL record, so it can be checked. Okay, from that or some other EMIs like nowadays pay later modes are available, postpaid bills, etc. You can check from that. If he is not repaying them properly, then how can he, right? So, or you can have a conversation with them to understand whether he is having a clear intention to repay the loans or not. Yeah, if he got all the means and he is a very educated man, maybe he will not default. From his interaction you will find out. But this is the logic. I'm not talking about, then you will go to check CIBIL, his financials, etc. But what I am talking about is the theory. What should come into your mind? Yes, that is what I'm saying. -1 customers is having no credit history. So that's why I'm saying do letter, postpaid bills, etc. But you don't go through all that. You don't have that much of time. -1 customer, give a small amount of loan. That much of risk you can take. Give a 1,50,000 of loan. If he repays it for N12 EMIs properly, then you enhance the loan. There you will not find out the real intention. It will unfold in coming days. Right, financial data of past and project working results, detailed credit report is complied on the borrower's surety, market reports, final and audited accounts, income tax and other tax returns, assessments, confidential reports from the banks and financial institutions, etc. Okay, this is pre-sanction stage. Then comes post-sanction. In post-sanction, documentation of the facility after care follow-up, so that he don't go delinquent, supervision through monitoring of transactions on loan amount, scrutiny of periodical statements submitted by the borrower, physical inspection of securities and books of accounts of the borrower, periodical review of the loan account. Okay, what is the difference between loans and advances? It's one of the favorite interview questions. Please tell the difference between loans and advances. Can anyone tell me?